Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Sheffield United RTG career mode, returning today with some big games coming in the Premier League that could be season defining. Obviously our progress ended in the Carabao Cup last episode with that second leg defeat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but we did bounce back with a win in the FA Cup against Aston Villa, where we'll find out our opponents for the next round very soon. Kicking off today with Fulham away at Craven Cottage and looking for 3 points. So you would have seen from our lineup pre-game a rare rest for the skipper tonight, hoping we're not going to need him with Fulham struggling down towards the bottom of the table. Andrew's come in for him today and he has picked up a little knock early doors, so hopefully that's nothing too serious, as we have struggled with injuries as of late. Fulham got off to a decent start here. Cali Muendo driving into the penalty area, shot comes in, Bazunu saves and Gabriel will clear. Nicely worked this from Fulham, and Ola gets a foot in and given away in a dangerous position. Carvajal. Oh, Gabriel's lost it again. Andrew is there to clear. Oh, and the ref's given a penalty. I don't believe that. Vinicius Souza, the culprit. But they're both just got... Oh, there's not a lot in that. There is not a lot in that. And the Frenchman Cali Muendo to give Fulham the lead sends Gavin the wrong way. Well, only that one defeat in the league so far, coming away at Ellen Road, but we could be on for our second here at Craven Cottage. Matthews, bear with me for a second guys. Luca away from his man. Gabriel in support, didn't quite make the run that I was looking for, but that's slightly better. Luca's corner, and we are dangerous from these. Alaba heads in the equaliser, pick up that ball. Hackney wins the ball back. This is much better from us. Sucic into Cam, and Luca's on the move. Sucic, big save, nearly turned it around. It will be the Croatians' corner, looking for Alaba, and it falls to Matthews off the bar. Matthews again, and blocked. This is much better from the blade. Sucic. Ola, can you get onside for me? Opportunity here. Luca across to Matthews. And we have flipped the script, and that is why Fulham are down the bottom of the league. Much better second half performance this from the Blades. Gabriel into Alcaraz, Matthews and Solanke off the bench and scoring on his debut. I said when we signed him at the end of last episode, it was a no-risk signing, and he's come in and had an instant impact. 3-1, and that will do it. Game over now. Late corner for Fulham. The keeper's up. Gavin claims and looks to send it long. I don't think we're going to have the chance. No, there goes the whistle. Not sure if that was on target from Carlos, but we'll never find out. A cracker to start off today's episode, and we made hard work of it, but we did secure the 3 points in the end. On to Arsenal at the weekend away at the Emirates. Well, some bad news after the game. Andrew's gone down with that cursed broken toe injury. Not for the first time this season, seeing a 3-month injury. Quick little scouting update here before we head into that clash against Arsenal. We've obviously cleared the backlog of loan players, just 4 in the academy now, and I love Ousmane Dabo, 6'6". I'm really excited to get this guy hopefully loaned out next season and get him some football. Not the greatest potential, but he could end up being a decent squad player. Central defender goes down, another returns. Good news this, as Malik, who was brilliant at the start of the season, is now returning from his injury. Won't feature today against Arsenal, but it is good to get him back. Let's head to the Emirates and see if we can continue our winning streak. So the Emirates is a stadium that we've not had the best of luck at over the course of this save, but we did obviously knock Arsenal out of the Carabao Cup quarter-finals late on here. So looking for another win. They are currently sat in 8th place in the league, so significantly below us in the table. And I would say at the moment we've perhaps overtaken them with their squad. What a ball that is. Drilled in. Oh, and kept out. Or just about by Ramsdale as an early scare at the back for the Gunners. Jesus back to Rice on the edge. Don't let him turn. Against Sangare, who can't stop him. And Bazunu makes the save. That's good from the Irishman. Well, no real clear-cut chances as of yet in the game. Couple of half chances and scrambles, but nothing clear-cut. And I would have taken a point before the game, but if we are going to be challenging for a title, or as Hackney or Odegaard was putting in a risky tackle there. Yeah, if we are going to compete for the championship, we need to turn some of the draws that we've had into wins. We've drawn far too many games this season as Jesus looks to get in behind Branthwaite, who's not the quickest. Jesus, what a strike. And the Brazilian opens the scoring. Although I said earlier our squad is very good, we don't have the quality in depth yet to compete with the likes of Man City. We've still got a long way to go, and that's what I'm really enjoying about this year's game. In previous versions of FIFA, I think in an RTG, after sort of 3, maybe 4 seasons, you're starting to win and compete for league trophies, as Jesus makes it too. And this year on FC24, it's just not that easy, and it's a lot more fun. As much as it's a challenge, I'm really enjoying it. Maguire bringing the ball forward. Sucic to pull one back. We have got a consolation. Won't count for anything in the last minute of the game. Gabriel Jesus, the difference maker, and Arsenal struggling this season down in 8th, looking to make a push for Europe. Well, that is certainly a statement, and that could throw the race for Europe wide open. Oh, we've just had the tournament prize money for the FA Cup, so we'll find out who we're taking on in, I think it's the 5th round, as we will be hosting the Gunners once again, facing Mikel Arteta's side. Having just faced them in the league, they will now travel to Bramall Lane, and that's a really, really tough tie. Wow, look at Salford City go, and they're facing off against Preston. Some good ties in here, and if we can make it through, then there is still quite a few teams that I would say we're probably better than at the moment. But in the Premier League, that loss to Arsenal has thrown the race for Europe wide open, cut the gap to the Gunners in 8th to just 7 points, and Manchester City just starting to run away with things now. I don't think we're going to be able to keep pace with them. If we stay in the top 4 this season, though, I will be more than happy. And it's another big game facing off against Mauricio Pochettino's Chelsea side at Bramall Lane. Sucic back to Gabriel. Oh, that could be a red, that. Caicedo dives in, and I think he's going to walk. Yep, straight red for the Ecuadorian. You can't tackle like that nowadays, Moises. That is a really poor tackle on Gabriel. He's fucking snapped him in half. João Pedro getting forward down the left, and he's quick, the Brazilian. João Pedro pegged back to Calvert-Lewin. What a strike. And we've got our breakthrough. And surely from here we go on to see it out. All the pressure on the Chelsea goal. Hayden's delivery. Calvert-Lewin attacks it. It's 2. And now we can take our foot off the gas and see this game out. The 3 points are heading to Sheffield United. Well, Calvert-Lewin still in the hunt for that hat-trick goal. The corner's into him, and there is the hattie for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 3 goals, 3 points wrapped up for the Blades. Much needed victory. So rolling straight on into the next game is Leicester City at home in another winnable game as we try to build some momentum heading into the busy stage of the season. Good news as Malik returns to our back 4 today, and I'm hoping he'll get through the game unscathed. Come on, you Blades. Oh my goodness. Where has that come from? Anel beaten in the air by Kelechi Iheanacho. And out of nothing, Leicester City scrapping for their lives down the bottom of the league, lead at Bramall Lane. We've been so inconsistent today. Cross swung into the middle. I thought Anel was going to get there with ease, and Kelechi gets the run on him and heads past Bazunu. Sangare, João Pedro is on the run, and Luka's with him. And Luka Sucic levels it up. We've been really, really poor in this first 45, but it's the Croatian who so often bails us out, scoring the equalising goal. Well, we were really poor in the first game of today's episode against Fulham, and we managed to turn that around from a goal down. João Pedro driving inside, decent effort. I do feel confident that we'll score more, but it's whether we can keep them out, because we've not looked great defensively. And as I say, although I do think we can get at the back four of Leicester, I'm worried about our defence. Sucic, strange save by Iverson, and we are starting to up the pressure. Luka's corner into Calvert-Lewin. Always such a threat from those corners and those dead balls. Luka with another assist for Calvert-Lewin. I don't know how many he's put on a plate for Dom this year, but from corners alone he must have a fair few. Oh, that's dangerous. Dangerous. What a tackle. I do feel like there's chances for that third goal on the break. As with the victory at Craven Cottage, it wasn't particularly convincing, but the 3 points are the most important thing. Come from behind to win once again, and we do need to build a bit of momentum heading forward. So I believe as we're simming through, as we get the match rescheduled emails, the Europa League last 16 draw should have been made. There it is, and Sheffield United will be taking on... Who's it going to be? Oh, wow. Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. What a draw that is. Let's go and take a look. So Atleti dropped out of the Champions League after finishing third in Group B. They then obviously had to play the preliminary round where they absolutely battered SC Freiburg. And now we will take on Simeone's side with the first leg coming away at the Metropolitano. Well, despite our good league position, it feels like our season's kind of teetering on the edge a little bit. We have got an 8-point gap to Chelsea in 6th, but Spurs are keeping the pace, just 4 points behind us in 5th. We've got the big FA Cup 5th round tie against Arsenal to come very soon, and obviously that big Europa League two-legged affair against Atletico Madrid. It's West Ham up next, where we need to continue our winning streak. Need to keep stringing those wins together at this stage of the season as Archer sends Kirkes, and I've still not been that impressed with any of our performances today. Despite the good win against Chelsea, it was against 10 men and scraped through wins against Fulham and Leicester. So although the results are there, the performances haven't been as good as I would have liked. This is much more like it. An early goal again from Calvert-Lewin, who's on fine form at the moment. Now, I've said it time and time again throughout this season and this save. I sound like a broken record, but form is so important. And if you can keep that winning streak going, everything just feels like it starts to go your way. As Jadon, what a strike, makes it 2. Struggled for form this season and rumours of discontent. It is probably the one area in our team that is weakest on paper. But Jadon Bogle with a great strike to make it 2. And this is exactly what we needed before we head into that cup clash against Arsenal. Into Sangare. Oh, what a tackle. Oh, chance. Terrier. Brilliant header to Bowen. Oh, what a strike. Game not done just yet. And I did want to think about making some changes, but what a hit from Jared Bowen. And one final chance for the Hammers. Morton, dangerous ball, and Alaba does well, and that'll do it. Again, just about saw it out, making hard work of what was a comfortable game. But at the end of the day, the 3 points are all that matters. Another win for the Blades. And exactly the momentum that we needed heading into that FA Cup 5th round clash against Arsenal. So massive clash in the FA Cup 5th round here at home to Arsenal. Looking to put right our loss in the league to them earlier on in the episode. And a chance to make it to the FA Cup quarterfinals. Come on, you Blades. Well, so often the form book goes out the window in the Cup, as we saw in real life with Chelsea winning at Villa Park as Gabriel bends home the opener. And that is exactly what we needed just 6 minutes into the contest. So the game has just settled down into a little bit more of a lull. Arsenal having a lot of the ball and waiting for a clear opportunity, and we're just waiting for that chance on the break. Hackney does brilliantly and finds João Pedro. And I think he'll be happy in this position up against Milan Skriniar. Still João Pedro. Sucic pegged back to João. What a save by Aaron Ramsdale. Still tied at 1-0 here. Shot comes in from range from the captain Ødegaard, and Stefan in today as the cup keeper pushes it away. Saka, who's on off the bench, swings it in. Skriniar, oh, it's a good header. And maybe Stefan should have got something on it. Possibly unsighted. But Milan Skriniar heads in the equaliser. And the Gunners are level. Saka did well. And yeah, maybe I don't know. I think it's poor from Stefan. Maybe a man in front of him, but I think he has enough time to readjust and just gets nowhere near it. Gunners back on level terms. I believe at this stage in the FA Cup, if tied, it does go to extra time and penalties, no replay. And that is what we're heading for at the moment, unless João Pedro looking to get away. Rice to beat, skips past him. João into Calvert-Lewin! Wins it at the death for the Blades. Last attack. João Pedro does well. Slides it across to Dom. And the Englishman, who's been carrying us as of late, hits it across Ramsdale, who can't get anything on it. Through the legs of the defender, and it will be the Blades heading to the quarterfinals. Calvert-Lewin to the rescue once again. And that should do it almost instantly from kickoff, as there is the whistle. Walk-off winner from Calvert-Lewin. And our FA Cup journey continues. Gunners dumped out in Sheffield despite finding that equaliser through Skriniar. And we won't need extra time as Calvert-Lewin comes to the rescue once again. What a signing he has been. So all the games will have been concluded on that Wednesday night. So we'll find out who it is we will face in the quarterfinals, where the Blades will take on Preston North End of the Championship. We avoided Liverpool, Spurs, Manchester City and Newcastle, and it's a great opportunity to make it to another cup semi-final. Get in, come on you Blades. Just a quick look at Calvert-Lewin here after that last minute winner as well. What a season he is having. 17 goals and 2 assists in all competitions. He got 2 in 3 appearances in the Carabao Cup. He's got 3 in 3 in the FA Cup. And 12 goals in 21 in the Premier League is not a half bad ratio as well. At 29 years of age, he is still doing it for the Blades. Aston Villa up next as we look to squeeze in a few more games in today's episode. Lots of drama, including that late winner from Calvert-Lewin. He will miss out today, but it does see the return of Daniel Jebbison after his injury. Quite a few changes with this coming after that midweek clash against Arsenal, and this is exactly why we need a thick squad. If we do manage to avoid defeat here, then I think it's going to be a tough task for Villa to catch up with us this season, so I'll be happy with a point from this one and continuing the unbeaten streak. I just noticed somebody going down from the corner there, not too sure who it was, played short, and I've just seen it was Luca who went down with that knock, which is probably the worst player it could have happened to with how important he is for us. Our highest rated player and certainly our most influential. Here's Archer. Nicely worked, and there is Luca. Brilliant tackle by the captain, Tyrone Mings. Been a really poor game, this one. Still tied at 0-0 as Cam turns away and finds Luca, who does well to hold on to it. Gus has Nicholson out wide, and Nicholson into the middle for Jebbison on his return. The academy graduate opens the scoring. And that could be a huge goal come the end of the season. Aston Villa desperate to find a goal to get back into this. They know what that goal could mean. And that could leave gaps going the other way. But here come Villa, and there's their equalising goal. And like London Buses, having been a pretty awful game, tied at 0-0 for the majority of it, we've now had 2 goals. And Aston Villa are level. I would have taken a point pre-game, but disappointing to concede straight away. And now we're looking to find another goal of our own as Archer is denied. Now Villa looking to win it themselves. Bradley runs into Sangare, and Carlos has Cam in support to win it against his former team. Poor effort, and the flag is up, and Matthews was stood in an offside position. Cam should have finished it, and that will do it. A frantic end to the game after being pretty awful for the first 75 minutes. Decent point against a good Aston Villa side, and I'm just hoping now that Spurs haven't won to close the gap. Oh man, I've just seen Spurs did find a late winner. So that is going to close the gap. And yeah, with Villa still 10 points behind us with 11 to play, if Spurs win their game in hand and then beat us, they will jump ahead of us into the top 4. So still so much to play for. I do think that 5th is probably the lowest we will finish this year, but I'm desperate to play Champions League football next season. 11 games to play and still so much at stake. I might try and squeeze that Spurs game into today's episode. We'll see what happens in the Europa League at the Metropolitano, but also let's see how bad the injury is for Sucic. And it's another broken toe. Luca done for the season. It just keeps on getting worse. That is terrible news. Well, we've just got to take it game by game, but missing Luca is going to be a big blow and could have major implications on how we finish this season. Step up Carlos Alcaraz getting the start here at the Metropolitano. Big first leg here away in Spain, where I'm just hoping that we have something to cling on to heading back to Sheffield. Come on, you Blades. Big European knockout night. Well, we're actually the early kickoff, as we're seeing the pre-game animations here. 5:55 kickoff in Spain. So as the sun sets over the Metropolitano, I'm feeling nervous about this game. I'm excited. The European knockout games are always the most exciting, and they always produce lots of drama. I'd like to try and squeeze that Spurs game into today's episode with how important it may be come the end of the season, but we've got to focus on the task at hand here first. Kirkes down the left here, fires it into Archer, and with Atleti playing... Oh, it's over Calvert-Lewin. Playing this formation with sort of wing-backs there. There will be space in the wide areas as Cam still has it. And Calvert-Lewin looks to glance it. And Jan Oblak makes the first big save of the day. And White has it again. Engels on the edge of the box. Let's fly. And Bazunu does get across to keep it out. First chance of the tie for the hosts. This is where we can exploit Atleti. Nice little triangle. And now Bogle down the right takes on Soyuncu. Pegs it back for Cam. And Sheffield United lead in Spain. We've been waiting for the first big opportunity of the game, and I said it was down the wings where we would be dangerous. Jayden Bogle in behind, fancied taking on Soyuncu and beating him for pace, which is exactly what he did. Pegged it back to Cameron Archer, gave him the nod today over João Pedro, and he repays my faith by popping up with the opening goal. Rabiot for the Spaniards, looking to get back into things, but given away to Hayden. And Carlos now. And Calvert-Lewin ahead of him. Slip through. Big moment this. Calvert-Lewin, it's 2. Lovely goal on the break. And Dom doubles up for Sheffield United. What a performance in Madrid. Well, as we enter stoppage time here in the Spanish capital, I think that is going to do it. And that is a perfect first leg performance by the Blades. And despite Atleti having all of the European pedigree and experience, it's Sheffield United who come to the Metropolitano and shock Atletico with a 2-0 first leg victory. 90 minutes away from the quarter-finals, and what a performance from our Blades. Well, no Luca, no problem for Sheffield United. Returning to matters in the Premier League here as we take on Spurs away at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Currently 5 points clear. However, a win for Tottenham could see them close the gap to just 2 points, and if they win their game in hand, they would jump above us. However, a win for the Blades would see us move 8 clear. So massive, massive game to close out today's episode. Oh, Darwin Núñez, no foul. Big moment this early doors, and Núñez. Oh, dearie me. Daydreaming and sleeping at the back. And that is calamitous. I thought, having come through the back, it might be a foul. Nothing given. And Darwin was never going to miss from there. 17th of the season for the Uruguayan. Now Carlos finds João Pedro. Sangare making the burst from midfield. Brilliant run. And Sangare didn't get hold of it. Not the man you want in that position. And Unai Simon denies him. Carlos swings the corner in. Oh, it's off the woodwork. And Spurs will clear. Gonna use a phrase from one of my favourite career mode YouTubers, Docs. One gotta go. And that may be the situation here. Fighting on 3 fronts. As Alcaraz fires just wide. Fighting on 3 fronts, the League, Europa League and the FA Cup. And obviously no trophy for finishing 4th. Kirkez on the run. Oh, couldn't find Hackney. Hang on. Hang on. No, couldn't find Carlos, and that will do it. Big win for Tottenham. It's back-to-back defeats on this ground for the Blades. They close the gap to 2, and that could be a big shift in momentum for the race for the Champions League. So that will do it for today's episode, guys. Lots of drama, and we're getting towards the climax now. Lots of teams chasing us, and we are nervously looking over our shoulders. Lots to come in the next episode, including that second leg against Atletico Madrid, the FA Cup quarter-final, and loads more big games in the Premier League. I'll catch you for it very soon, guys, and peace.